Hello guys, it's Paula, and I'm back to do the finishing touches. I have not bound the book, but I thought we would finish what we didn't get to finish on the last video. And then we need to cut some side tucks and move on to the getting close to the end of our trying to get my cord out of the way. I'm sorry. Had to put my charger on. Anyway, so we've made this before, but I wanted to do a pamphlet of some sort. I always try to do a little mini journal, and because I was covered up with stuff, I just decided to do this one. But I did add lace on it, and so you just measure the size you want, and then you just make some little pockets. You just kind of, what you do is basically just draw the size you want inside the book for your pocket, and then add your flaps and cut them at an angle so that they close up nicely, and then ink around it after you've closed it. Now you do want to glue this as far over as you can because you're going to sew your paper in. And I think, I should have done this before I got on camera, I think we're going to sew it on first. And that way, if there's any interference with putting the pockets on, we'll already have the paper in place. I hope you guys had a good day today. I'm going to stitch this real fast. I had a busy day. Had therapy. Lovely. I always love that. No, I really don't, because it's been painful for me, and but today I didn't have to come home and take a leave or anything, so I guess I'm progressing. I'm stitching this real quick. I hope I got it straight. It's really hard to see on white paper whether or not you got it straight. You know, so anyway, and I did go and get my hair done today, which, you know, that's always fun. All right, so here I come. I'm coming back, and we're going to do the side pocket. And basically, that's just going to amount to gluing. So you can see the seam there. And I try to get it perfect, but I don't always. But it seems to be right on line here. So that's good. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to fold it over to one side like this, and we're going to glue these. I went ahead and folded them because of time, and plus you guys, most of you know how to do these little flaps, so you don't want to over glue them because then it will get down in your pocket. Sorry, I was off there a little bit. Ever since I've taken up my black glass, I can't keep straight where I'm at and so forth with the camera. Okay. So it looks like I got the other side, so let's just open it up. Now you want to put it as close as you can so that it doesn't interfere with your paper. But it looks like it's going to come out perfect. Well, what do you know? That's almost a first. You never know. Now, I know you're wondering why I put the lace there. Well, I wasn't thinking about putting a pocket there at the time, and then I decided I think I want to put a pocket, and I knew I had a slant pocket. So we'll let this dry and do the other side. Pretty simple, huh? And we're just basically doing the same thing. We're just putting glue on these little hinges, or whatever you want to call them, and gluing them down. I'll turn this a little bit, see if I can't. I tell you, I've added some acetone to this glue because I feel like it's been attacking me today. I did get to work in my craft room a little bit today, just prepping for tonight mostly. And Of course, I got a little bit leaking right here, and I didn't even put that much on there. I guess a little bit goes a long ways, huh? I need to convince myself of that. I'm always afraid that if I don't glue it well enough, whoever gets it, it will fall apart. You guys have heard me say this more than once. I don't need to repeat it, but basically, I'm protecting whoever's journal it may end up being. Okay, looks like that is glued on. Now, we're going to let this stay open to dry, and then we'll come back to it and add some tags or papers or whatever we're going to add in the pockets, okay? But I think it turned out cute. I mean, we could put more on here, but it would just cause more dimension. And believe me, we're going to have enough of that in this book. Okay, so I thought what we'd do next would be cutting out the pockets that we're going to put in the book. Now, I really haven't planned it, okay? So it's not like there's this big plan. I'm just going to cut out pockets, and I'm going to try to make them work in. I've got some more of the side ones. I don't think that one will fit on there, but maybe one of these smaller ones will. Yeah, I just have taken some of the different kits that I've used, and got glue hanging off of me everywhere. And I'm just going to take a pencil and draw around them and get them all drawn, and then we can cut them out and glue them in. How easy is that? And I'm not looking for perfection. I just want them to be straight in the book and look as good as I can make them. Not putting any pressure on myself. Okay, so there's that one. I know it's hard to see on camera, but we'll get them cut out. I'm going to show you how we do it. You can see there's lines here. I'm just going to cut it out. I should have, you know, I figure we'll get them all cut out and folded, then we can just put them into the book. So today, what did I do in the book that was different? Oh, I know what I spent the majority of my day doing was putting the story in the book. Now, because this story was like a pop-up book, it was a pop-up book where they just pop up the different characters and they write a short summary of the story. So I just took, got on, you know, Word and typed it with a typewriter font, but I didn't end up wanting to put just the, I didn't want to put just the story. I wanted to put some pictures, but I didn't have any. But I also, in that 50-cent box that I purchased our book out of, there was another which one is this we're doing now? I can't even remember. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. And so I figure it was okay for me to just tear the other little one apart. And so that's what I ended up doing. I did not use the story because it was much longer and I knew we wouldn't have room for all that. But I did type out the same story that was up in the pop-up book, and then what I did after that was just take the pictures out of the small Peter Rabbit book. So there we have this nice pocket, and let me see if I have a tag or something sitting here that can slide down in there. Probably not, now that I need it. Yeah, but this one's small, but we've got some smaller pockets too. I wanted to do one of each size, and then we'll decide if we need more. And I'm doing different colors to go with the different colors in the book. So I think I want to do this pocket right here where it's nice and colorful. And is this the same one I just did? No, this is a smaller version. This is the one I'm doing now is the larger version. The one we just finished was the smaller version. I get that straight. I've gotten to where after you use this type of pocket, I like it because it's not flat, and you can, you know, as you start journaling, you can add stuff to your book. And I think that part of it's really nice because you have more choices that way. I don't know what I did with my little pattern for this. It's probably under some paper somewhere. So I'll just start a stack over here to the side. We'll find it. No biggie. So now we're going to cut just inside these lines so we don't have a lot of blanks, blank pencil marks. And that'll help make it look a little better. Although these are mostly the fold downs on the sides. So you really don't have to worry about it unless it's a portion of the pocket that you want to show. Okay, gosh, it's like a mountain here at my desk. I'm not kidding you. Now I haven't started, that looks really crooked. Yes, it does look really crooked. Let me get it back over here. It's probably the nut behind the wheel. Yes, that would be me. Okay, let's see if I got it crooked. I may have cut this one out from the design team project I used it on. What I normally do, if I don't do this pocket type, what I normally do is I just cut a square around the corners, and that's what ends up in the book. And I don't want to do that because I really like these better. And not that I'm never going to do it again, because I will. But I do like these better. I'm trying to determine here where to bend this up. It's got, of course, when you don't use your bone folder, you kind of get what you get, you know? What I usually end up doing is trimming off any excess I have back here. Like, that's way too big. So probably I folded it up too much. Who knows? Who knows? That's kind of crooked right there. Okay, this one had a little bitty side flap, so we're not going to do it very big. Both of them were really small. I think I've made so many of these that I'm getting where I can do them in at a faster pace. Nope, that's not completely right, Paula. So what I'm going to do, whenever you can't get your corners to be right, just keep going back till you do. And once you do it, remember how you did it for the next time. I usually end up dipping in. See, here's where it folds, and I didn't cut close enough to the fold. So I'll dip down here just below the fold. Excuse me. And we'll see if I got this straight. That's the big question. Did I get it straight? Excuse me. Yep. So we'll ink those in just a minute. But we want to do a big one. At least a bigger one than what we've got here. We're going to, I said 3, but we really have 5. Let's do the slant one first. And we just did some of those, but I think it'll look cute on this book if we do. Let's put one over this flower. Now, if I can find my pencil, there it is, hidden by scraps. Oops, let me get up there. Sorry guys, it's because my table is just covered with stuff, you know, that I've been using to work on this book. This book is way more involved than any book I've done. And it's because, you know, it started off with the pages like it was. And my first instinct was to put it on take it out and then put it on rings. But then I was like, no, most people really enjoy a regular journal. They don't want it on rings because you have to wrestle around with them. And I may add buttons. It costs just a little bit extra for buttons, but because they are difficult to put on. It depends on how easy this book is being, whether the book is cooperating. You know, I got to make sure. I can't put anything else in it because it's already getting full. I probably should have brought the signature up just a tiny bit, but that's all right. It's, you know, it's looking great. I'll show it to you here in a minute. I'm just sweeping all of these little scraps up to the side here, so I'll clean it up later. Okay. Let's see. I think I hear my husband talking to my daughter. Don't know what that's all about. They're usually busy getting the kids to bed. Okay, her husband's probably doing it. Let's see. This one's not cooperating as well. I'm sure you can tell that. This one part, I don't know, different cardstock does different. Have you noticed that? On how it folds? And it's the same way, like when you use cardstock that's even brand new cardstock, sometimes it just, you know, you don't know till you fold it if it's gonna crack, or, you know, most of it's made fine. But there we go. That was just giving me a hard time. Now, isn't that cute? I might decide that we don't want to stay up this high on it, and if I do, we'll cut it off at that time. All right, we're going to do one more. And if we have more, you know, room for more later, we'll do that. Let's do a yellow one. How fun is that? Okay, let's do this medium-sized one here. All right, I'm going to do it like this so it folds the same way. Pushing it up to the edge. If you have straight edges, I know this is blending and probably blinding you guys. I'm sorry. But I hadn't used very much of this yellow polka dot. And it has a good texture. So I thought, well, we should use it. All right, there we go. So we'll cut this one out, and then we'll move along and start adding some of it to the book. I know, you know, I had showed you guys what we had added before. So, you know, that's why I'm saying it's filling up. Plus, I added the story, which, you know, we want to have the story in there. And I had told you also that it's not really going to be, you know, the story's not about Easter, and but I am putting little things that go along with Easter, like little journaling cards and just little things here and there. Okay, this one I'm going to leave a little bit of a side pocket. I think this is the one. We'll find out. If not, we'll refold it. Believe it or not, I refold them sometimes too, especially if I'm not getting them straight. Okay. Looks like I left the address for the cardstock on here. The bedazzle. Okay. I really kind of like it when they're thinner like this. I feel like, I don't know, they lay flatter. And I just like them better, I think. Now this one I got to trim up a little bit in the corner. It gets down in the corner, it gets all bunched up, and if you don't have it small enough there, I'm just going to trim this off a little bit too. Because all that extra paper is just a bunch of bulk on there, you know, and when you're trying to put your tag in there. Now see, this side folded fine. This side didn't, so I'm going to fold it in just a tiny bit. And some of this paper is pretty strong. You got to be stronger than the paper. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Got to be stronger than the paper. Okay, so now all we got to do is hit these with ink, and then we're going to move on into the book. Get some of this stuff over. Now I know that those go in this, so I'm going to put those right there. Get some of this stuff out of our way. Okay, now we need brown for the yellow. And this is the tea dye again. I didn't want the ink to be as dark as distressed ink, since there was a lot of pastels. And all you have to do is ink on the top where you folded it. Okay. There we go. There's the yellow one. Let's see what else we want to add brown to. Let's add the brown to this. You know, I've been adding blue and pink to some things, but some of the colors don't look good together, so I'm kind of trying to. And also, if I have room in this journal, I'm going to add one of the pieces that I made in my very first video. So, I hadn't given any of those up yet because I was, you know, I didn't really have anything too pastel. And I thought, well, it's time to give them up, you know. And really, we could probably make them again. They're very simple, because I knew I didn't need to start off with something difficult, you know. Okay, so this is the last one to ink. And I normally don't have you guys on here for the inking, because I hate watching people ink, especially if it's a lot. But, I mean, I do. But I would rather be doing something else. Watch them doing something else. But every now and then I feel like I need to. Okay. So there we go. Let me get the book. I'm going to set these to the side. Okay. My cord wants to be on my shoulder. Okay, let me make sure I'm in the right spot. I don't want you guys to be seeing it clear off to the other side. Just see if I can put this cord somewhere so it stays out of my way. All right, so we have a lot. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do a library card there. But we do have one pocket right here, which would kind of look cool, but it needs to stand out more, doesn't it? It's not really big enough. And see, that's too busy. Let's see what the yellow looks like on here. It seems like this book everything seems bigger. So we'll skip this, and I'll come back with a library card here. I might have to make one, but we'll see. See, you can tell that I haven't done anything drastic with the book, but I'm going to show you. We're going to start with the first book, part of the book, the first signature. And I'm going to move the cover for now. I don't want it to get messed up. Okay. Plus, it's easier to work. So here is the story. There's 3 parts in each signature, and they're on the same page in each signature. So the very first page you flip over, I put lace because I wanted it to look nice. And not that I don't want them all to look nice, but you know what I mean. And then it tells this portion of the story. And then we go on. Now, I keep wanting to put something here, but I really want people to be able to journal on this old vintage paper. So, what I've been doing, rather than putting things on the paper itself, I still need to zigzag on the tea stain paper. I'm going to wait and see, because I've got a lot of time in this book, and you know, I keep track of my time, so I know what I've done and haven't done. Okay, so this is signature 1, which should have, where'd it go? Where is it at? The big envelope, this big envelope. And I added the vintage card, postcard. I know I showed you guys this, but I hadn't made the holder for it. I wanted a holder where you could take it out and read the back, because it has I think it's like 1909 or 1912, something like that. And it says Easter greetings, and I like to send the original. I feel like that's fair. And then in here I just put another lily. Let me see, I don't think I made a tag for this, but I was going to see if we had anything that might fit down in there. I might make a skinny tag at some point and put it down in there. See, this yellow paper, really, I think it needs a, you know, this would be cute in there, wouldn't it? But the only thing I don't like is this button. Because this is folding over, I'll make a tag to go in here later if we have room in the book. Because it's, you know, we don't want it so chunky we can't. And I try to match up my paper clips to whatever I'm working on. So this one has a green one. Now I'm going through here so we can see if there's some places we want to put things right off the bat. Now here is we got to put something in here too. I know what we can put in there. I have a really pretty, this pretty Easter card, but I'll have to ink it first. So we'll put that to the side. Okay, let's find something. Here is something pretty. This is a doily that we did a long time ago. I try to go through the already made stuff so that our efforts aren't in vain. And so that is where this came from. So I'm going to glue this on and make a side tuck. I remember doing these doilies, and they were just, oh, I loved it. So much fun. I need to get some more out and get them done. I try to put extra glue in the corners when I do this type of tuck, so that we know it's gonna hang on for a long time. Okay. You want to put it up here toward the edge, but I zigzagged here with the lace, so I want that to show. So I'm just gonna push it down there. And try not to get glue everywhere in the process. All right, so I'm thinking we made a really cute tag. I've got so much crap over here, I can't even go through it, you guys. It's pretty sad. I also made this Believe that has Ooh La La crafts on it, but it's too pink to be up against a pink. Let me see what else we got. Oh, there it is. I don't know how this bunny's gonna look, but I thought this bunny would be cute here. Yeah, this is where the bunny's gonna go, but I gotta take it out while it's wet, so I'm setting the bunny to the side. Okay. I really tried to come up with some cute things for this journal. You know, when you're working with pastels, it's hard to be grungy, that's for sure, right? Okay, now I'm trying to find places to put other things here. That's got yellow in it. I'm looking to see what we have here. Let's see what's on that side. Yeah, we really can't clip anything on there because that won't look good. I've got some blue. But see, I think that blue on that yellow is pretty. Let's open it. Well, I'm not going to open it. We made this last night. You guys can see it in the last video. It's got mint green. Yeah, how about we put it right here? It's really, the thing is it's back to back with this. And I kind of like to separate some of those things. Right here on the polka dots would be cute too, wouldn't it? Now you can do a pocket back here, so I'm just going to glue around the outside, which will allow whoever to put, oh no, I decided not to do that. I was going to put that in a pocket, but the problem is we don't have a pocket big enough. So we're going to go ahead and do it like this. And I don't want to add any more pockets because we're have overabundance right now. So this just will allow us to put something bigger, and I'm just putting a big glob of glue here and then a circle. I usually do a little circle at the top and in the bottom corners, but you know, it will seep. It always seeps. But this is heavy, and so because it's heavy, I don't like to not put plenty of glue on there. This is one that I might have to clip down because it is heavier. Okay, so, and it is going to seep glue, but I'll try to get that later. I think because it's wanting to seep glue, I should open these pockets because we'll end up with it gluing the pockets shut. Okay, let's do like this. So now you can see what's in here. I'm just going to push it right there, push it right here. I know it will stay down better. And now let me wipe these with my fingers so I can keep them from being too big of a blob, and then I'll come back and I think what I'm going to do is clip them here at the bottom while they're drying. I do that sometimes because the edges will, on heavy stuff, I've noticed, the edges like to pop up a little bit. So, get my clips down. And I don't want them to stick together by no means. Okay. So that's this page, and we'll be able to add a tag here too. So let me see if I have a tag. That's the big question. I don't think we have anything pre-made that is big enough, unless this one is. And I don't, well, it would look good with that page, wouldn't it? So maybe when it's dry, we'll try this one. I'll just leave it laying right here to remind us. Okay, so we're going to go, there's the second page of the book. No, the third page. That's the third page. We must have missed the second page. Let me bring this up a little bit. Sometimes I feel like it's going to take off on me because it's so big. Okay, well, it's not overly big, but it's a square, almost a perfect square. All right, there's page 2. I thought these images were beautiful, by the way. And let's see if we have any place else to put anything. I put a lot in this. Well, here's a page. Let me set this aside while we work on this. How about we... No, this goes in the second signature. I know that for sure. And I'm going to put this in the second signature because it's pretty big and we've got a lot in here. All right, so we've got this. This is the one I did in the very first video. The flower is a little smashed, but that's okay because that's kind of a fun part of it. It has 2 tags that goes with it. I don't know if you remember this video. But because it's pastels, I finally found a place to use it. Now it folds down and then you glue. Oh, it looks like I put tape there. That was before I decided how I was going to do things, it looks like. And this one goes in the back. So we're just going to put this on. I was just thinking, I wonder what this would look like in place of the library card. But we still have navy to contend with. No, it clashes. We're going to have to use like a manila or something to keep it from clashing. You know, we're going to go ahead and use this tape because it's on there. And I must have demoed how to put the tape on because otherwise it wouldn't be on there right now. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue on here too because I just am. I don't trust anything but Fabri-Tac when it comes to, you know, it staying really well. I know it's not going to let me down. It lets me down because it leaks all the time. And believe it or not, this particular bottle, right before the video, I put acetone in and it's still not really that thin. I have found too that when you use the acetone, you have to, or you need to, you don't have to, you need to let it rest overnight. Mix it up real good and then let it rest overnight. Okay, now, because I can feel glue on my fingers, I'm going to pull this out for now till it dries. You know, you look back on work you've done before, previous stuff, and you look at how much it's changed. Just over the short amount of time I've been doing videos, I've noticed that stuff really changes, you know? This is another one that may need some clips because it's heavy too. This was made out of a greeting card, I think, or maybe a manila folder. I'm not sure. It looks like a greeting card. I'll put it that way. I'm going to find my glue, my adhesive remover real quick because this has to come off or it's not going to stay. I don't know where that came from. I had my hair done today, so there's no telling where I'll find hair today. I had about an inch cut off and had it colored because the old in me was starting to pop out. Okay. All right. That's good enough for now. But I am going to put clips on it because I've noticed that on things that are on a corner, they just, I don't know what it is. Or it's my imagination one, I'm not sure which. So, because of the lace, I can't do the other side, but that's all right. All right, so that one is drying. So we can move along. let's see what else we've got going here. We need to add some pockets. We've got to add some pockets. So the places that we have to add a pocket are, I really like this spot right here, but I'm thinking, was it this side I put an envelope in or the other side? Let me look. Oh, well, here's the rest of the book. No wonder I'm thinking, where's the rest of the book? Okay, it goes right here. I'm going to pull these off now because this dries pretty fast. Oh, but my, look at that. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get this off. It's too much. Look at that big old... Sometimes the clips will bring out the excess. But usually, if I'm just here by myself, I don't... I go ahead and clean the glue off before I ever clip it. Because, you know, there's no one I'm recording for or anything. So, I'm trying to be better about the glue. But when you have a big blob and you can't move on to the next page, you do what you got to do. And it comes off faster with this remover adhesive remover that I just prefer to do that. I'll come back and clean it up even better, but at least it's not big globs, which makes a difference. Okay, now we'll let this portion dry while we work on the other portion. Okay, let me get it over here. Oops. I'm sorry, guys. Did I knock it crooked? Sorry about that. It's what happens whenever you're having to move from one side to the next to get things where they need to be. Okay, so here's this on the yellow. I just thought the yellow looked pretty on the yellow. You know, because this has kind of a green tone to it, I noticed. Which I didn't notice in the beginning. So these pages are heavy enough for pockets, but let's see what else we can come up with first. Here's the flip. Okay. Now we don't want to put anything on our center page because this is where we'll tie off our signatures, but here's, we can put on this side. Let's see which pocket we want to use. I just had one here. How about this one? Now, let me see if I already have a tag for this. Sorry. That looks pretty. I want to add some paper to the back of that, and I just haven't. But that, I just want to let you know that's what my plan is. Do I want it slanted or do I want it straight? That is the question. See, it looks better. See, if I put it all the way down in there, that's what you've got. But if I cut it straight, you'll be able to see the ooh la la ribbon, which I like. I've used those hearts. I don't think I have any more, but I really like them. The problem is with me doing what I just did, I never know if I'm going to get it straight. And what looks like it's straight when you're cutting isn't usually. And before you know it, you're cutting your whole pocket up. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there because I think I got it straight enough. I need to put some ink on my my dauber because it's getting dry. Okay, now this will look better. It's still a little short, but I think it's all right. And we'll probably put some extra tags in there too. Of course, it's set and crooked for some reason. It's probably not down in one of these things like it needs to be. Or my pocket's crooked. One of the two. And I may end up moving that and putting something else there. You never know about me. And we're going to put some down here. All right. Now, you probably noticed that I'm putting things kind of to the corner. I just feel like it's easier for people to get to those pockets when they're not so close to the spine. You know, when you're trying to dig something out or put something into one of your pockets. That's just me. That's what I think. I can't believe I did one that didn't get stuff everywhere. Okay, some of it's just not inked enough. Okay, and so this will go in here unless we decide to put something else in there. And I'll stick it with the stack of, I might add some lace across here because it's looking pretty, I don't know. I do not know. So we're moving along in this, and see when I stitch, you'll be able to see that. Here's a page. Now we have, let me go over here, see what else we've got. Okay, we're doing good. We have, I had something for this, and I just don't know what happened to it. It was right in front of my face. Maybe we'll just use this little pocket. No, it's too big too, but see, that's the thing about these. You can just cut them down. So we're getting low on some of this stuff, and that's okay because we've got a lot in here, and we've made a lot. Let's see if that's the right size. I think I want it even smaller. Make sure it's straight. Come on. I thought these little tags turned out really cute, and I plan on using them for more things. And if you notice on this little tulip, I did a little button as a closure. When I do that, I always plug the back. Because, yeah, that's better. I plugged the back because it's, you know, gonna seep through if you don't and give you grief later. Okay, so let's put this little pocket on here. And now, like I said, I may go back and decorate some of these with lace. If I have to watch the time. That's why I hate to hurry, but an hour shows up before you know it. I don't know how people do them slower. I just don't know. Because I can't. It's not me. Let's see. I'm going to move this over so it's not so bumpy. What did I do with my little glue daub on? Okay. I daubed the glue up with it. Okay, so we're going to go back and steal the clips off the other part. Oh, no, here's some. Because I want to clip these down. Just for a minute. I do want to show you guys. I don't know where I would put them in this book. But I do want to show you that I made something for the first time today, and I'm going to show them to you guys, and you tell me if you have ever made them. If you have not, I mean, I will make more. We'll do a video on it, but let me know if you've made these. Now, Heidi Swap, there was a package of these in the store at Tuesday morning for like, let me see, $2.19. And I saw them, and I thought, why couldn't I open those and put clips in them? So here's one I opened. It wasn't that easy because I had to cover the back because I tore it a little bit. But the little flags are already on there. And I saw some two pastels, and I thought, well, I'll just do that. And it's already said the best. So I ended up sliding part of the pin inside and part of it here on the back. And so I made a clip. I think these are the kind of clips you have to put on the side of something. I don't know if we're going to have room for anything like that, but if we do, I plan on doing it. Now, that's the Heidi Swapp ones I just converted into a clip. Now, then I decided I'm going to make some of my own and see what happens. So I came up with this one, said happy, and I made all the parts of it. And then I added Ooh La La lace trim, which is really cute. I made two like this, one with the flag down here. I'll move it up to the top of my fingers there. And one with the side flag, you know, where you cut the ribbon sideways. And they both say something different. And this one has the Ooh La La trim also. So those are the two I just made, you know, and I slid part of it inside. Just folded it over and made it. Okay, and then I started trying to get more creative. You know how that is. So I made this one that says Cherish, and I just cut out some of the fabric and then covered some of that lace over. Added Ooh La La trim and put the word Cherish. Just gave it more texture. And then I did this one, which is out of Dolly. And I think it's my favorite. I'm going to try to find a place in this first book to put it. And then I'll put one of the other ones in the other book. But if I don't have a place, we're out of luck, right? So I just want to share those with you. If you haven't made them and you want to see how I did it, just let me know in the comments below. Okay, so here is where that other envelope lifts over. And I put lace on the back. But we've got this that we can put something on. And I'm thinking those other two go in the other book. So I had thought about gluing this down and making it like a pocket, but I'd have to have everything in here really straight. And then I could slip, you know, something down inside right here. Not this, obviously, because it's too big. But I have like this cute little envelope with butterflies made out of music sheet. It has a little card in the back. So we could slide it, you know, down in here. A part of the way or all of the way. Well, we've got a butterfly going on right here, so we can't really put it all the way. I also kept the front of this little Peter Rabbit book. And I mean, I like to keep stuff like that, so it could be slid down in there as well. And I've got a bunch of random tags. And so, we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But also, I have this adorable tulip card that I decoupaged. But if I put it on here, I can't do the pocket. I can just clip it on. Isn't that pretty? I think that's what I want to do. Because on the other side, it just so happens to be the side that has the tulip. Now, we can do it like that, but I like that it coordinated. And yes, that was an accident. I didn't come up with that on... No, I did know that they were going to be back to back. That was my plan. I'm going to throw this glue out the window. Out the window. When my husband was a little boy, he used to say winder. The winder. I've heard video of him doing it. It's so cute. Out the winder. All right, and of course he was from Alabama, so you know he had that little bit of an Alabama thing going on. All right, so now we've got to find a place for this book. It may end up in the second portion, or the second side. Okay, so I'm going to take this out for now and put it with the other tags that are awaiting their slots. And I think I'll just set them to the side for now, and then we'll decide what to do with them. I'm going to set them right over here out of the way. Now let me get the rest of the book back over here and get it back together so we don't. I think this is not it. This is the second signature. Okay. I realized it after I... Okay, let me see how everything's looking. It's looking pretty much like it needs a glue bath. But I'll get that in as soon as our video's over. Ooh, there's a lot of glue right there. Sorry guys, I got to get that one, because that is going to not look good. Got to get my fingernail scraper out. That one just kind of seeped and ran like it was. It's probably because I just mixed that acetone in there. There we go. All right. So let's move on and get this back in its place. I got to remember where it goes now. That's pretty pitiful. That's the beginning of the book. So it goes under here, I'm thinking. That's the one thing that's not safe, is taking your book apart. Because if you have not taken it apart and you don't know exactly where everything goes, it can get you in trouble. Because I've had to rearrange things several times in some of my books and figure out what I planned for this and planned for that. So when I'm done, I usually just kind of pounce it and get everything down in the center as best I can. Now see, that's pretty big because this is just half of the book. Oh, wait a minute. We were going to put in the big envelope. Where'd it go? Right here. We were going to, we don't, I cut this out bigger. It wasn't that big. Now I'm going to have a small envelope in the other, on the other side. And we're not going to cut that one out. We may not put anything in it, really. I'll just have to see, because it's a small envelope. And I don't think that we would like it. It'd get torn eventually. It's too small. And that's okay. I mean, you could put secret little items down in there if you wanted to. And see, I may go back and add some tea stain paper on here. I go back through everything and kind of pull it out before I do the signatures. So that's when I'll do little touch-ups. I don't know how you guys do it, but that's how I do it. Now see, this is a perfect place to say Happy Easter, right? Right here. When they pull it out, they'll be able to see right away that it's a greeting. Okay, so this side is done as far as putting things in it. So I'm going to set it aside and let me see how much time we have. Because pretty much the other side is just the same. All right, so we don't have any more time, guys. We're at 59 minutes, but I do want to show you this I did today. This is the little envelope I was just talking about, the very, very pale blue. And I covered it in the roses, and made this little scallop pocket. I think we did that together, and covered it in the same trim from Ooh La La. So I wanted to use this little girl, and this was part of the trim from the book, putting it on the front of the book, and it was already cut that way, and I just stuck it up there as a topper. And then I put one of the little rosettes, or whatever it's called, from Ooh La La. And then I just opened it for people to journal inside. I didn't want it to be real hefty. I just wanted it to fit in this. This is one of those flat pockets, which I think are hard to work with, especially if your journal grows. And so this will go right in here. I'm going to show you where it goes before we say goodbye. I don't even know if I remember, but I'm gonna try to find a place to. I think it was right in here. because I liked it being up next to the blue and the, let's see, yeah, this is it. Right here is where it's going to go. How cute is that, guys? This is going to be a happy journal. Very happy journal. And see, when you get on the other side of it, you can see what I'm talking about when there's really nowhere to put it. I don't know if I'm going to like that there now that I look at it. I'll have to see. I may trim it down and just glue it right here and not have this over on our stuff, because that's not cool, right? Okay. All right, guys. Well, it's time to say goodbye. I need to make up a riddle. Excuse me. I'll try to do a video tomorrow night. I'll try to have the book bound. And I'll try to do a flip through tomorrow. It will just depend on how much time it takes me to finish the little touches here and there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been kind of quick and not really as orderly as the last one. It's because my desk is piled high with trash. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. And then after this book, we're going to do another page in our rainbow book and move right along. All right, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'll see you next time. Hey, give me a thumbs up. Bye.